Hello everyone, it's me, it's Vicky, Stitchnbutton, and I am a day late. I was busy yesterday, that's all. I was busy cutting bags and getting that stuff done so I could start ironing and sewing. And it's even late tonight, and I didn't do as much cutting as I wanted to. I'm down to cutting vinyl and fleece. So, it's getting there, Today is the 30th of May. Which means it's a Thursday too. It's alright. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I actually have a good amount of stitching to show you. So that's yay, me. I have the winner of the giveaway, and I have I want to call it a pseudo finish. Partial finish? I'll explain. Okay. I hope everyone's doing well. I am doing good. Yeah, I'm fine. It's getting warmer. It's getting extra Florida real quick. I think they're saying it's like record highs recently. Although right now my hands are cold because the airflow from the AC. First world problems, guys. I'd rather have a first world problem, right? Let's see. How to practice, maybe? Okay. Where am I at? My brain's all over the place. That's part of my problem. Let's go with my pseudo finish. Okay, I say pseudo finish because remember that round robin I told you I'm doing? It's a 4-part thing. It's the Ink Circles one that I'm doing with Sammy J Stitches, and Sarah King from My Stitching Kingdom, and our friend Holly. Well, I got my piece back. It's finished. I don't know who stitched what side, but here it is. Mine is the Ghostly Mandala. This is found in the Just Cross Stitch magazines, by the way, or you can just buy the charts there. But I put this on a piece of fabric flare fabric. It's 32 count. I can't remember. It was from my fabric party. I don't think I wrote down exactly the name. And I'm looking to see if I have which issue. I got issues. Halloween 2014 is where the Ghostly Mandala came from. I'm actually throwing out the working copies now. So, that's mine. Mine is done. Slacker, I have not finished the 2 pieces that I have to do, the last 2 pieces. I did finish Sammy's section, and I sent it on to Holly. Holly has since started it, begrudgingly. But she's got a war against Ink Circles because she just, for some reason, her mind just, every time she touches one. It's okay, Holly. It's okay. All right. So, I don't know how I'm going to finish this. Like, finally finish it. But it'll go in my under the bed bin. So, that's what I call a pseudo finish because I still have 2 more parts of the 4 to finish. So, now I have a bag that's empty, which is fine because I have some stuff I've been kitting up. Again, mine was stitched with that fabric flare and PR070 from Silks For You, just black silk. And I had it in my Halloween box bag. So I have others that I've been starting to kit up from when I went through all my charts. And this bag can be recycled onto the next thing. Let's do the giveaway winner. I was going to do another giveaway, but I forgot to grab something. So next time. So the giveaway was for Buzz from Lizzie K. It is partially kitted. It's got the buttons and the fabric. You'll need to pull your own threads. So I did comment picker. There were 20 comments total, and I think only 5 had the keyword Buzz. And the winner is Whisk Stitcher. I'm assuming that means Wisconsin Stitcher. Just deductive reasoning here. Anyway, it's WISCSTITCHER. I'll comment on your comment to let you know. I am not sure if you've ordered from me before, so I'll probably need your address. But get in touch with me, and I will get that out to you. Next up, what have I been stitching on? Okay, so I have the challenges. Oh, let me grab my book here. From Sammy J, from the Whippagories, right? and I finished all 5 of the categories. One of them was flora and fauna, and as you know, I've been trying to put something into a full coverage with every one of the monthly categories. Not every one of the categories, but for every month, I try to make one of the categories, at least one of them, into a full coverage to get more of my full coverage. So for flora and fauna, I chose Ugly Birds, and it is a Ciro Marchetti. Love his stuff. From Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is on 25 count easy grade fabric, and that's where I'm at. I don't remember exactly how many stitches I put in this one, but I do know. Here, let me drop the scroll. It's on my quantum frame. I did that flower, and then I did a lot of fill in around here and in here, because I've already made it to that side, so I think I was just sort of filling in more blank spaces. But you can see the one tree limb and the top of the birdhouse now, and I think that was the last flower right there for now. Yeah, I think so, because then it gets into more sky and more branches. So, there we go. Speaking of branches, they have torn up all the trees, and I think I might have told you guys this. They have torn up all the trees around my area. We had a bunch behind the house, because there's only 4 houses on my block, and then some big ones in the middle of the big field across the way, a whole bunch down the end of the road there, and then a whole bunch of trees lined along a canal, and they ripped them all up, all of them. There's some of the trees are oaks for the past 25, 50 years. Oh, God. And when they did that, they had taken out my electricity. And I'm going to insert a picture here, because there was a hawk on the corner of my shed, and he was not happy. I think he was saying WTF, meaning where are the trees. He was not happy. So when you look at the picture, don't pay attention to the dirty shed. I'm getting there. I'm cleaning up my yard some more. I had a bottle of that stuff that you put on a hose so you could spray it and it would clean it down, and the bottle fell and broke. And actually, good thing it leaked into my washing machine. I mean, worst things can happen, but it broke. And that stuff's not real cheap. It was like $12 or $13 just for a bottle of cleaner, which is crazy. Anyway, I digress. Hawk is not happy that there's no trees. I am starting to clean up back there. If you look at the picture, you'll see that there's weeds to the left-hand side of the picture. That I'm working on getting all those done, but there's a hole in the ground right in front of the pole that has ivy on it. So I really have to be careful what I'm doing. On the right-hand side of the shed, the picture, there's some, I guess, weed trees of some sort. They have trunks that are about 2 or 3 inches thick. I started taking some of them down, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to leave them there and just pull the vines. I don't own the property. I don't own my house. I rent my house. So I'm not going to go and rip out any big trees anyway, but I'm going to leave those there. And obviously the palm tree that's there is getting left there. And if anything, out of spite for the new neighbors that will be there to come, because ew. There's still damage to infrastructure back there. I noticed that there was another electrical box that was ripped up and never fixed, but obviously it doesn't go to our houses, so they're just going to have to figure that out when they start building. But it's very upsetting to lose all of the trees. I'm sure they'll put in trees or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still messing with the whole ecosystem. There's the hawk that lives here that I know has been around for years. There's an owl somewhere that I'm sure is now displaced. There are rabbits and raccoons, and although the raccoons are annoying, they're still, there are also possums that are now homeless, and they're good for ticks. And there are armadillos who are also tick eaters. And then across the way, we used to see occasionally deer, and we won't be seeing them anymore because all the trees are gone. It's just very upsetting. And now I can see the neighborhood next to us and across from us. The neighborhood next to us is not so great. And now they're right there. And oh, also behind us, there's some industrial stuff. There's a company that piles up all their gravel and stuff like that for road fixing. Yeah, now that I see a mountain of asphalt, I see a mountain of aggregate, I see, yeah, that's it. The person that gets the house behind me that gets to look at that, prime real estate there, buddy. All right, moving on to stitching, right? Next thing I have, it's not the next thing I stitched on because they're in no particular order, but this one is for the category has words. This one I have actually written down. I did 301 stitches on it. It is called Moonlight Sampler. It's from the Blue Flower, which, by the way, I have this chart, and then I went and bought the PDF. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this chart. I don't know if I'm going to do a giveaway or maybe try to sell it, because, you know, I got bills too. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to put it off to the side for now. I did buy the PDF because it goes in a pattern keeper and it's so much easier to stitch with. I am stitching this one on 40 count grayish purple, hand dyed by Rolanda. I looked for a good fabric, and that's where I found it from. And she was so good about it, because I think what I accidentally ended up ordering was like 32 count, and I was able to contact her and say, oh my goodness, I meant to do the 40 count, and she changed it for me. Not a problem. It was great. I am not using all the called for. I'm looking at my list. I'm using some of the called for and some of what's going to match. I think I just kidded with what I had on hand. This is where I got to. I finished her butt and her foot. I did, I think I had only had a little bit of the dog started. So I finished all the whole top of the dog and the tail. And that was 301 stitches. And I was looking to get at least 300 for the year. I would like to pull this back out this year, so it'll probably be seen again. But I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that it's on Pattern Keeper now, and I'll be able to zoom along. And that little red squirrel, I think I still have some more of him in my Facebook group if you're interested. All right. Yeah, I'll probably bring this out again. I do like it. I've noticed things that are split pages or on paper and split pages sort of make me not really want to stitch on it that much. I'd rather do the Pattern Keeper thing. This one is Pattern Keeper friendly. This is Vader. I call him Vader. I've called him Vader, but then I looked at it's actually called Darth Vader. Same diff. This was Stitch Line, but they changed to Stitch Area. It's Stitch Area or Stitcheria. I still haven't figured that one out. Anyway, they're on Etsy, and this only has like 5 colors. I put oh, that's it. He was in my hibernating, and there were some that I wanted to stitch again, so he got pulled out. That's why I stitched on him. I ended up putting him on 36 count fabric from Vicki Clayton. I'm stitching 1/2. This fabric is a leftover piece from when I did my Poe from the Witchy Stitcher, and I love this purple. It's coming up pretty good. What did I stitch on? I did a lot of fill-in. I ended up doing, I don't know, like 300 stitches at least, I think. And I did a lot of fill-in around here and some over here. It's deceivingly stitch heavy, I gotta tell you. I think I did 300. Hold on, I have my Notions app. I can tell you what I did. How about that? Notions. Project. Where's Vader? Vader. Yeah, I did 300 stitches. Let me open it. Actually, I did 400 stitches. So that's not bad. Yeah, I did a lot of fill-in. I can remember now. I did a lot of fill-in in here. And then I did a whole bunch of fill-in going along here. And it's so much easier with Pattern Keeper. All right. Moving right along. 400 stitches. Oh. And that was all in one night. Next thing up is Haunted Library, and that was for the category Sal. I ended up stitching 500 stitches on this one. This is Haunted Library from Lola Crow. I waited till after the sale was done, and I'm glad I did because I saw somebody put glow in the dark, so I am also putting glow in the dark. This is being stitched on 32 count Shrekky's Tan from Needle Bling Designs. It's got this great greenish brown undertone, and I'm using the called for DMC and adding the glow in the dark. These are glow in the dark. So what did I do? I did, I think, just about all that brown, almost all that brown. Almost all the brown. Worked on the bookshelf. I know I could go down the steps and just do all black, but sort of an area, like I pick an area and I just stick to it. If I would have done the steps, I would have had to move it around and just keep on going next in line, right? Happy with that. Then I have another one that I brought out of hibernation. The Little Stitcher, she's on Etsy, and she has a whole bunch of series type things. One of them books or stories, fairy tale type things, and I'm having issues. Okay, and I've already done the Alice in Wonderland, and I had started Wizard of Oz. So I brought that back out of hibernation because I thought about it. The sooner I get this one done, then the sooner I can start the next one. And I think Adam's Family is going to be the next one because I do have a bunch of them. So this one's being stitched on Kale, 32 count Kale from Vicki Clayton, and I'm using the called for DMC. And this is how far I've gotten. And I can tell you, Wizard of Oz. I did 300 stitches. Basically what I did was I finished up a lot of, I did like the straw in the patch and the belt, and I finished up the little bit of the neck along with the straw, his whole head and hat. And then I did the dog and her legs and the bottom of her dress. And I know he's missing a couple things, but there's only a few stitches there, and I get to the mindset that if there's only a couple stitches, I wait until there's a bigger patch. And the lion's over here and has those colors. So what I'll do is I'll just, you know, start the lion and then take the leftovers and do the couple of stitches to finish that off. I do believe there's a flower in here too. Yeah, there's flowers in between those two, but I didn't feel like counting over. So I just started on her. It was just easier to go dog, dress. And I got this minder from Live and Die LA. I don't know if she's got them anymore, but I snatched one up when it was available. So this goes back into rotation. I need a different bag. I like this bag, but I'd like to put it in a regular project bag. It's got this mesh on the front. He sent me that. All right. This is one that I keep on saying is a possible finish. It is getting finished this year. It's getting finished this year. And this was going to closest to a finish. And it is Let's Do Coffee. There's a sticker on the back, by the way. It's Let's Do Coffee by Imaginating. And I am stitching this on Vicki Clayton fabric. It's 32 count. She doesn't have names on them. And I am using her silks also. This is when she first started years ago. So this is old stock. And the Be Seeded, S-E-E-D-E-D, is the name of the silk. So, okay. Technically, I'm supposed to be doing 1/2. It's 36 count. I ended up doing 2/2 here. But I did 1/2 in the beans. And I did 2/2 here. And then I'm doing 2/2 on the full stitches here. But wait, there's more. On the quarter stitches, because there's a plethora of them. I think I counted 16 quarter stitches and 16 or 17 full stitches in this letter N. So on the quarter stitches, instead of doing quarter stitches, I'm doing 1/1 stitches in place of the quarter stitch. It helps with the counting. So that's why after I finished this, which was, I forget how many stitches, I had my stitches for what I needed, and I was like, you know what, I can't move up there. Not right now. Not today, Satan. So the only thing I have left are the satanic words at the top. It's fine. I'll get them done. It's fine. The words are Java, Mocha, and Kona. And Kona is started, so it's over halfway finished. Right? Right. All right, so it's fine. Everything's fine. It's going to be cute. Maybe the next time I bring it out, it'll be done. There's always next time. Okay, next one. For older than 2023, which is the last category, I pulled out my grapes pillow, which is that. It's from Donna Vermillion Giampa, and it came out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine, February 2000. I did finish the Lemons, Limes, and More, and then when I did that, I had people vote. I picked out a bunch of, I want to basically do almost all of these pillows eventually, but I picked out my favorites, and then I let my friends pick what I was going to stitch next, and Grapes was the one that was picked. I am stitching this on 28 count Monaco, because there's so much detail, and they tell you to do it on white anyway. I think using a hand dyed is just a waste of hand dyed fabric, because white is just fine on this. Where did I stitch? It's got a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 12 blends, which is all in here, by the way. It's fine. I mostly worked on, what did I do? I did some green and filled in most of this grape. I think that's all I ended up, oh, and then some of the dark right in there. And I ended up doing, how many stitches is that? Let's see. Grapes pillow. 317 stitches. So there you go. Not bad. My goal is at least 300 for each whip this year, so 317 is good. And Speedy is one of the newer needle minders that I have in my group. Love him. Ooh. Somebody, it might have been Kat. Somebody showed me, pro tip, you know how you stick your needle on your needle minder? And if it tends on rubbing off from going in and out of the bag. If you put it right behind the needle minder, it won't happen so often. Little tip. Sometimes I remember to do that. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just fold it so it's inside the fabric anyway, and I don't have that problem. Okay. I had made myself this grapes bag. I don't know if I have any more of that fabric or not. Alright, another one I pulled out of my hibernation was my Daughter of Africa. I had been thinking about her, and I wanted to stitch on her, and she's an easy stitch. She is being stitched on Scorched Rock from Fabric Flare. It's a 32 count. It is a kit, but I replaced the kit Ada, and I'm using the kit threads. It's a 32 count even weave, and it's got a slight, the camera really doesn't pick it up. Oh, maybe there you go, a slight sparkle. But here she is. I think I did at least 300 stitches, if not more, on her. I filled in the blue. I did this arm, and I finished off this arm. And she's looking great. Oh, and I did her neck and half her head, too. I forgot about that. So I might have gotten even, let's see, check the app. She got 481 stitches in. It was an easy stitch. She is a paper stitch, and there is a page break, but it's in the center, and that's why I just worked up in one spot. Also, with her size, I can fit most of it into the Q-snap or Nerge, whatever I'm using, so I don't have to move the device around too often. Alright. There's also more stitching, by the way, because this month Maurice got his stitches. I stitched on Maurice just the other night. That's the one I told you, between Maurice and Animal Magnetism. I want to get in at least 100 stitches on each one of them. So Maurice actually got 202 stitches. This is who I'm talking about. This is my Christmas Mousse from Pana. Again, I'm not using the kit fabric, but I am using the threads. And he got 202 stitches in this time. This is what he looks like. I didn't do any of the back stitching this time, but I did stitch. I just filled in more down here. I'm just starting to get all this bottom portion done. And I do need to just knock out the rest of this, so I don't have to worry about that side at all. But there he is. He looks so good. He's getting there. The more I put this dark brown, the brighter that peach color looks. It's crazy. I'm loving the effect though. And that gets some back stitch also. This is available in my group. Alright. I have one more stitched item. And that is my Animal Magnetism by Dimensions. Here's my photocopy, because the other one's in the plastic. Chart and Charms. It's out of print. I don't know. It's very hard to find. It was hard for me to find another one after mine was stolen. So good luck with that. I am using 28 count. I think it's called Irish Tea Dye Blown In. I think it's from Michael's or something. And I know this is in the way, but remember how I had this great idea that I was just going to finish the top. I didn't feel like it. I brought it out and I'm like, you know what's stopping me from, because I didn't stitch on it last month. It's the half stitches are driving me crazy. Basically, the chart you can read fine, but I don't want to use the chart because it's huge and you fold it, open, close, and That's when you get the crease marks and the holes and stuff. So, but the photocopy is not picking up the colors as crisp as it should. And I even tried putting that photocopy as a PDF into my markup, not markup, but my Adobe Acrobat reader. So now I have 3 different places. I need to figure out where that spot and if I can read it. So the first thing I do is I go into my Acrobat. Can I read it there? Yeah, I can read it there. But now it's at a cutoff. But it's been a chore, okay? But I said, let me put some stitches in. So last night I put 105 stitches in on the ram. I decided not to go up there and mess with the half stitches again, but to just do some full stitches. So my ram looks like he's kind of interested in you. How you doing? He is the Joey of rams right now. How you doing? So this was already backstitched. Last night I filled in a lot of the whites and grays in here and this horn, and then I finished up my stitching with doing some back stitching. I didn't do the front because there's half stitches that need to go in front of them, but that's how far I got. I got my sassy ram in there. Still looking good. I'm still loving it. It's going to be fabulous when it's done. So, little bits at a time, right? Little bits. And that went into this newer bag that I just made. I actually bought this fabric so I can make a bag for it. Oh, that is the end of that stitching. Now, what are you going to stitch next, Vic? I know you're asking. You're wondering. I've got plans. Tonight, I am bringing out another one out of hibernation. This big bitty Dark Queen of the Earth. She is going into a nurge tonight. Come out of hibernation. Because I think I need to work on one of these. One of the 2 that I have going on. I don't even have the first part finished yet. Okay? This is all I've got. I bought the I bought the green version fabric. And this needle minder is also from Live and Die LA. I don't know if she's got them anymore. Pretty sure she made them out of some keychains that she had. Let me see. So it's 32 count Lugana in Nightshade from Under the Sea Fabrics. And that was offered when this started. You can pick fabric and get the embellishments and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I ended up doing. I am not doing this version. I'm going to do the more fey looking one. And I might mess around with the hair a little bit. And also, I'm going to do a mixture of flowers and orbs, by the way. So, I think that's another reason where I was like, because I have so many decisions to make. And sometimes when I do that to myself, it makes me stop. I just get stunted on my thoughts. And then another one I want to bring out of hibernation is limited edition. I don't have that much more to do on it. Well, I could pick up the needle though. Hello. I do have more of these needle minders, by the way. See how when you're working on it, you can put the needle in the handle so it's easier to pick up. And then when I'm not working on it, I just put it on the side. So, I don't have much more to do on it. I have the flower pot, but most of the numbers are all done. And they don't take that long. So I just need to get it done. So those are the ones I plan on stitching tonight and tomorrow. I usually just pick one whip per day, most times. Another one I need to work on is this last one here. Oh my goodness, where am I? Fairy rings. The ink circles. This one is Sarah, my Stitching Kingdom. It's her section. And she is using purple. from Live and Die LA. I'm not sure of the fabric, but it is an opalescent. But she's using purple. And I'm giving her that needle minder. We both love Star Wars, so. And she didn't have a needle minder on hers, and I thought that was rude. And then this last one is Holly's, and I'm not sure what fabric she chose. And I haven't started my square. But there's that last one. It's good colors, though. Good choice, Holly. And hers is called, I don't know, Spirited Mandala. Spirited Mandala. Holly and I both are fans of the Halloween-esque type things. Alright. Okay, at the end of that, I ended up rambling and not making real words. Not sure what's going on. Maybe I just need, I don't know, something to drink. Let's have some coffee. Last thing I have is purchases. 2 things in the mail. 1 thing and a third thing. Well, 3 things. 1 package will be coming tomorrow. I'll explain. So I got my fabric of the month from Grace Notes. I get 40 count Verdal, and this one's called Lavender Fields. It's such a great purple, guys. And I received a sticker and some peppermint tea. I received tea this time because I actually ordered some of the Tulip Pink dinosaur fabric, and that's going in. I'll release bags in that dinosaur fabric from this batch that I'm working on now. So I got a bigger package. Yay. And then I received a not so purple package because she had to send it in a bigger package from Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. The blue flowers, hedgehog and hyacinth. So cute. And then she had a half yard of this Lapin Loops 28 count in Medusa's Gaze. It's such a good color. It's a purple. And there's a couple of things I need half yards for. So I figured I'd swipe that up. Plus I had seen this in person when I was at, not Galleria, at the market. So I knew what it looked like. I didn't realize she had another half yard, so mine. Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery has a website. Did I say that? Because I said it before, and I'll just repeat myself if not. Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery.shopify.com is her website now. I've been sending everybody to Facebook. But I didn't even realize she had the website up and going. I don't know where I'm at. Right? Okay. So, those are my purchases. I also have something coming in the mail tomorrow. I thought it was going to come today. It did not. It's actually coming from Amazon. And it is 3 CDs of the Just Cross Stitch magazine. It spans from the 80s all the way up to 2010. And what that's going to do for me is it's going to make about 2 foot of space on that shelf. All of those are just cross stitch except for I think this one right here, which are other magazines that I have in page protectors and in a 3-ring binder. So I'll be able to get all those down to just 1, which is wonderful. Or maybe not even that. I don't know. We'll see. I might find a different way, but I'll have more room up there for things that don't have a home right now that I'm revamping everything. Not sure what I want to do with those magazines at this point. They might just go to the thrift store just to get rid of them. They're costly to ship. They're just heavy and they're costly to ship, and half the time people don't want the magazines either. So you can get individual magazines digitally, by the way, from I think it's just do a search for just Cross Stitch magazine. It might be just -crossstitch.com. I forget. And if you really need any of the magazines that are going to be in between those years, if you contact me in time, then maybe we'll talk. But otherwise, I think they're going to take a trip to the thrift store. That's all I got for right now. I am going to clean up this mess, and then I am going to get to stitching because it's getting late anyway. Plus, I have to put this video together so it can come out to you. I hope everyone's doing well. I will see you hopefully in 2 weeks minus a day. And don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.